I'm not sure if there's anything more therapeutic for the body, for the mind, for the soul, than running at 5 o'clock in the morning. I haven't done this for years. I would have to say it's probably been at least 3-4 years since the last time I've done this. And the person that got me into this was a colleague of mine, part of the army. He would do crazy stuff, man. He would go at like 3 o'clock in the morning. What's it called? Rucking. He would put on a certain amount of weight in his backpack and he would go in the middle of the freaking forest and go for like a 30 kilometer freaking walk, man. He would do this kind of stuff. And I remember telling him, look, I don't have time. I've got a kid at home at the time. Now I've got 2. But at the time I had 1 kid, shift work all over the place. And I said to him, I have no time to train in the morning, it's just not enough time. I do 12-hour shifts. And he said, wake up earlier. Complete paradigm shift. It's simple. It's so freaking simple. But he really planted the seed for what you see here, training every single day. Wake up early, man. Oh, you don't want to lose in sleep? Oh, poor baby. How fortunate are we to lock in 8 hours of sleep every single night? When in history has that ever been the case? Oh, we got sleep scientists now all over the place. We got this lighting, that lighting. You got music to put you to sleep now. Man, it's almost embarrassing to think about these thoughts in front of my ancestors who are looking down upon me. It's fine, dude. 1-2 hours of sleep, it's okay. You catch up when you can. It's fine. The human race has survived for a long time. We live very protective, very comfortable lives. I think there's more benefit you getting up a little earlier to train on the busy days that you have than you sleeping in for that extra hour or whatever the case might be. When you finally get out on the road at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's dark, you're running in the middle of the street. I don't know what it is, but for me, it's probably been the most fulfilling exercise I've ever done in my life. I remember the first time I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, my wife said to me, what the hell are you doing? Get back in bed, some 3-4 years ago. And at the time I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing, but, this fella at work, he said something really cool. I'm going to go for a run. I'll come back, and I'll see you when I get back. And I went for a run. It was something like a 2-3K jog up and down. It was a hilly area we lived in. And I came back, I swear to God, man, I've never had drugs like this in the past, but might as well have done 50 lines of coke, man. I go back, I was so high, like of life. I couldn't go back to sleep. Go back like at whatever, 5:15, whatever it was. And I just remember sitting there with my shoes off, back porch, thinking to myself, man, that was amazing. Initially the first 5 minutes of the run, I was like dying, I ran down the hill and there was like a steep hill straight into it, bang. And I was like hating life. I was thinking to myself, what the hell is going on? But the moment I climbed that hill, I started getting this high. I started feeling like a true badass. I felt like I was in the freaking Navy SEALs, like David Goggins style, man. I was running. I was like so proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for doing the actual thing, in real time. Like I wasn't proud of myself looking back at it. I was proud doing it. I felt like I was in a battle. I felt like I was alive. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know what it is. I would say the fact that when you're running down the freaking street, the suburb, everyone around you is sleeping. You feel like you are doing something extraordinary. You feel like you're an athlete. You feel like you are. It's like a cheat code, man. They're sleeping, you're running. You're better. That kind of way, right? It's a mental trick, obviously, right? It doesn't really matter what time of the day you train. But just because you're training before them, it just kind of feels great. And then for the rest of the day, you feel like you're ahead. You feel like you don't want to waste that energy that you created in the morning. You don't want to waste your day doing, brainless things. You feel like you're ahead and you just continue that momentum. It's a powerful thing, man. I don't know how many times I've heard guys talk about how important it is to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, to do your training, to do your self-improvement before everyone wakes up. You got a kid, you got 2 kids, you got 3 kids, you got a job. Who cares, man? Everyone does. Be extraordinary. And that is that mentality. It's a mental shift. Because if you start getting up at 4:30 in the morning, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start getting to bed a little earlier to make that happen. And what happens when you go to bed a little earlier? Well, you stay away from social media. A lot of that time that we spend, like an hour or two before bed, is just brainless stuff. You are not doing anything productive an hour or two before sleep. I would argue with anyone that the time that you spend doing that is not very productive. It's most of the time entertainment. Entertainment. How many of you guys go to bed at midnight? What if you go to bed at 10? Wake up at 4:35. Go for a run. The run doesn't have to be a freaking marathon. You go for a run for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Today I took, 10 minutes? It's a beautiful thing, man. Absolutely beautiful thing. Today was the first time in this running phase that I'm in. First time running outside, and I can tell you it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder. I had worries that I was going to get rained on. It's kind of drizzling around me before I got out. There's still drizzling when I started running. I didn't get caught out too bad. You can hear the rain now coming on. It's a lot harder. With the treadmill, basically, the treadmill does the running for you. You're just kind of trying to keep up. So I'm not a expert at this, but it feels like I'm not propelling myself forward. I'm just kind of keeping up. When you're running outside, the ground is harder. That's one. So you're getting more force through the ankle, through the calf, through the body. But also, you have to push yourself off. I got around 800 meters today. Still trying to be very, very careful about the volume that I do. I don't want to snap myself up. So let's see how it goes. I think today's day 5 of me running every single day. Yesterday I ran 2Ks, today 800 meters. I'll try and keep this up every single day and see how it go. Ultimately, I want to get to a mile before training and maybe a mile after training, something like that. I need to kind of be careful with, what I do. Maybe do less before the barbell and more after the barbell. But I really don't want to impact the weights. I want to make sure I use the run to, stimulate the weights, to enhance my training, not so much take away from it. But it's really good. I'm really having fun and I'm feeling freaking amazing. And if you're listening to this and you think to yourself, should I run? Just give it a go. Give it a week of everyday running, 500 meters to begin with, whatever the case might be. You might be a really good runner. I've had a long time between drinks, so I think there's a lot of benefit there. Anyway, guys, let me get out of here, go to work, and I'll catch you in the other one. Peace out.